like I said, to the WWE Undisputed Championship changing hands, and that includes Sheamus departing WWE. It's been making the rounds for a week and some change now, and Booker T discussed Sheamus and his departure from WWE on his Hall of Fame podcast. Fightful Select reported that Sheamus is set to leave WWE when his contract expires. There is not any motion to maintain that contract. Sheamus also rejected a restructured extension with the company. And Booker T on his podcast talked about the news and reminded fans that there is a life expectancy in every business. So this is what Booker said. He said, "What did I say about talent in the WWE just about a month or so ago? I said, man, we're in a different time now. It ain't like it was back in the day when it was the Attitude Era, when you think guys are going to be around for 100 years. When I hear the term lifer, people say, oh, well, I thought he was going to be a lifer. What the hell does that really mean in a job? When you work at a job, what does that really mean? I mean, does anybody expect any basketball player to stay on the team forever? How many football players stay on the team forever? One, maybe still be coaching, you know what I mean? Assistant coach. He'll keep that job for the remainder of his life until he retires. How many actually do that? How many people like myself who have been in the wrestling business for 35 years go from wrestler to commentator? There's not that many. There's a life expectancy in everything. And I've heard these podcasters, people talk like us, I guess, people talking about how this could be a problem. Sheamus is 48 years old, okay? Sheamus started in the WWE in 2007 in the FCW program, Florida Championship Wrestling. He started on the main roster in 2009, and the guy's had a damn near 20-year career as a professional wrestler in one company. So Booker proceeded to dismiss the notion that WWE is the quote-unquote bad guy in the situation. So he went on to say, someone like Sheamus, four-time world champion, he's put in his work. The thing is, if Sheamus left WWE, he can still go ahead and make money and still do his thing for however many more years he actually wants to do it, if he actually wants to do it. When I hear people literally trying to make WWE the bad guy when somebody gets released, laid off, or fired, that happens in any corporation. It really does. So what do you guys think about that? How do you think about, what do you feel? What's that?
It's true. I mean, any sport, none of these players probably go past, I don't know. What do you think? 5 years solid?
For
something
sport?
like that. For like a season or just like their prime or going past their prime. You know what I
Maybe
mean?
2 contracts.
I mean, I feel like they switch teams and stuff. I mean, there's drafts and things. I think an average athlete probably gets 15. If they start super young, I feel like you could get up to 20 years, like pushing 40 for some of them. Like,
But like when
if
we
I'm
say
thinking
young,
like football, yeah.
16, 17, 18, I should say like 18, 19 years old, something like that.
What?
In like drafting, like let's just say basketball or something like that.
Most of those kids will be 19 when they start.
Yeah.
They'll stay with the team for their first 5 years, 4 or 5 years. If they're lucky, and then either they go somewhere else or stay with that team.
Yeah. So,
and then after
yeah.
that, then they're usually extremely likely to go somewhere else.
What do you think about David? That the comments that Booker T said, Sheamus leaving. What immediate thoughts come to your mind?
I mean, he's a lifer. He did it for a lifetime.
Yeah.
like it's cool to leave. It's all right. Like, if he ends up just a dude that doesn't wrestle ever again and just does one-offs and only shows up in WWE, it's like, congrats.
AEW, or I mean, he could also be, like he could be a producer. I mean, I don't see like why they wouldn't want to use him in a different capacity.
I mean, if he goes to AEW, he's gonna make some great money, and Like, I mean, to me, he's a lifer. I don't think WWE's necessarily the bad guy. All of these guys are used to a different guy cutting the check.
Yeah.
All the ones that are leaving too are just used to a different dude cutting the check. And it's like, yeah, Vince took care of people that probably shouldn't have been on the payroll, but that's just like that's what happens when you're a public company ran by one man who
That's
ran it
true.
as private.
But even during Vince's era, before they were purchased by TKO, there were still seasonal cuts. Like after WrestleMania or around the spring season, there were still people who were cut from the roster, like Deuce and Domino, who debuted in
Yeah.
like 2007, 2008 or whatever. They stuck around for like a year, 2 years and some change, and then they were let go. And there were plenty of other people. Enzo, he wasn't during the TKO, merger. Like he got let go. I mean, for specific reasons, but like there were. It's not like it's a uniquely TKO problem, and I feel like it is the uh, popular thing to paint them in a specific way. And that's not to say that TKO is without fault. I think there are certain things that they do that I think suck. Like ticket prices are much higher. I don't think that's fair. Maybe it
Yeah,
is. Maybe it's fair for like
you
market
jack
value or
up the
whatever.
prices, but you can't pay New Day or Sheamus. Come on.
Right, exactly. So that's the thing. It's like your prices go up, but then you can't afford having some people, some of these people. So that sucks. I think for me, like the concept of like, oh, they're letting go. How dare they? I think that part, I'm like, this isn't new. It's more nuanced than that. It's like the other actions that TKO does. Like I said, the ticket prices, and then not saying you can't afford to have people like that on your roster. That's where I have a problem. So Booker T explicitly questioned that being a lifer, what being a lifer even means in modern wrestling. So, with Sheamus likely leaving after nearly 20 years, Chris, do you agree that we're in an era where nobody stays in one place forever, or are there still a select few who will never cross enemy lines?
I feel like you'll never see Shawn Michaels in an AEW setting. So guys like that, I would say there are company loyalists, but I think everybody else more or less understands that there's more opportunity than there ever has been with AEW. You got TNA and all these other things that are popping up, or even like having some viability on the indie scene and making money that way because guys like Matt Cardona and anybody else who's kind of been running the indie scene and making yourself profitable there, marketing yourself. So I would say I think the opportunities are just greater now than they ever have been or to make money as a pro wrestler. I would say the lifer is a lot more rare than it has been in the past.
David, same question. The concept of a lifer, what do you think? Do you think that's still a thing in today's day and age?
I think so. We also haven't had to the opportunity yet to like see certain people do make decisions when they actually like retire or like don't want to be on TV but do want to be like producers and things because we we still haven't seen like uh I want to say like the dudes in their 40s like what they decide to do. And it's like, yeah, some of them are going to go to NXT, but it's like, how many of them can go to NXT before NXT is full? Say you go AAA, how long is that before that's full? Or Evolve? So you don't stay if you don't stay in the WWE system, like plenty to do in AEW.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's only, I mean, I was gonna say there's only so much space. I mean, there's a lot more space. There's a lot more real estate in WWE now with the amount of different brands and shows that they own. AAA,
Right.
like you mentioned, you can be on NXT. Like Natalia she bounces around, right? Like she does like GCW and all those kinds of things, and she had a program with Maxine for a little bit, taught her the ropes, was a mentor, and now they kind of used her in NXT as an enhancement talent. So, people like that, there's a spot for them. And I mean, again, I think it's a limited spot because not everybody can be in the position. There's only so many programs that you can do, and you can't have every single like young wrestler be like, oh, young wrestler with older talent. I mean, even though like I feel like in Japan there's a lot of that, the Joshi and like the senpai and the student,
Yeah.
storyline. But I feel like in American wrestling you can't only do so much. You can't have every single storyline have that be the dynamic. So there's limited space in a WWE setting. But yeah, I mean, it expanded, but there can only be so much. I mean, with Sheamus, I feel like, and again, like some of these guys, you can be on contract and then show up to have a stint. You have an Intercontinental Championship run, or like Rey Mysterio. I mean, Rey Mysterio is, man. I mean, would you consider him a lifer, even though he had that spot where he was at All In technically? Does that break up the lifer
Kind of.
status?
I don't think so.
Do you remember what was that like period there? Was he like he wasn't released, was he? Or was he?
He didn't renew.
He didn't renew. Okay, maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
He didn't renew in like 2014, 15.
And then
I
he
think
was
it was
gone
after
for a bit.
15. He got surgery. He showed up in New Japan. He did Lucha Underground.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, he had a little bit of a side quest, but then he came back to WWE, and then I don't know. I feel like it'd be weird for them to let Rey Mysterio go. Although I guess I would have said the same thing
I don't
about
think they ever
Sheamus.
would.
Yeah. Especially because now I feel like with Rey Mysterio, I feel like just having those ties to Luchador,
Yeah.
and having AAA, it's harder to let someone like that go than a Sheamus, from like a value perspective. But I want you guys to like, um, I kind of want to talk about Sheamus as a wrestler and just kind of think back about all of his accomplishments and what you think of Sheamus as a wrestler in like the almost 20 years that he's been in the WWE. He's a four-time world champion, and he's basically been a staple in WWE since about 2009. If this is truly the end of his WWE run, how do you think history will remember the Celtic Warriors legacy?
Jack of all trades. I feel like he was a guy who was willing to be put in various roles on the card, because he was at the top for a little bit, then he was a mid carder for a while. He was kind of jobber territory for a bit. I feel like he's very versatile, or was versatile.
Was
Kind of.
he in the Legion?
The
They
League
tried
of
to put every
Nations.
single, yeah, like the League of Nations. Thank you. Yeah, they were like, let's put every person who is an American in one group, and they're like, I call you the League of Nations.
Yep, exactly. The Bar, good tag team.
David, how about you? Where do you feel? How will you remember him as and his legacy in WWE?
I think he'll be remembered as like an ass kicker of his time. Think, and then like as time goes on, think he'll be remembered more and more for that.
Yeah.
Just like beating Daniel Bryan, cashing in on Roman, his stuff with like Gunther and Drew McIntyre, ton of the Bar, like the Bar beat New Day.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
like, I feel like for me, his first WWE Championship run is like what will stick in my mind. When I think he was in facing John Cena. It was at the TLC pay-per-view. So just like starting, basically, what was it? Yeah, it was basically the same year that he debuted. He won his first WWE Championship, which I think is something they should do with Obafemi, by the way. But but yeah, I mean, just that in 2009 when he won his first title, his Intercontinental Championship runs, just being a consistent workhorse and just having like really good matches, whether he's like at the bottom of the card or he's in the Intercontinental Championship title picture, especially like recently when he was actually on TV, his stuff with Gunther and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that guy is like, I feel like people don't understand how much work goes into like a match to make someone look good. Like I feel like it's such an underrated thing and people don't appreciate enough, you know? Like I feel like The Rock and people like that who are really good on the mic and stuff, sometimes you forget um how integral it is, how much of a skill it is to put on a match like Sheamus puts on matches. So it's one thing that I know Drew McIntyre said banger after banger, and he said it's more like burger after burger because he had a bit of a gut
after burger after burger.
But man, like all that stuff, I feel like really stuck out in my mind, and just like what a freaking workhorse, man.
Beaker.
So yeah, Beaker. I mean, that was the other thing that they called him.
Didn't they actually have
So
Beaker on like they had like
yes,
Muppets or something?
they had like the
Did
Muppet, yeah, the Muppets. I think they actually had him take a picture with Beaker because they're like, "Hey, you guys look pretty close. Let's take a picture for the gram."
Cousins.
So at 48 years old, Sheamus apparently turned down WWE's restructured contract offer. Do you feel like WWE is undervaluing someone like Sheamus who can absolutely still go at high level, or do you feel like WWE's making a smart decision, like a corporate decision based on, you know, we want more younger people? What do you think? I mean, it's like the same vein of like R-Truth, right? Like they let him go, and then people got upset. I don't think that people are going to do the same thing for Sheamus, but what do you think about the decision?
I mean, they probably just looked at the like, okay, we have all this young talent that's that some potential, some mileage, and Sheamus, probably just backtracking on what he's done so far. They're like, okay, well, there's no point in keeping somebody like this around because, like, where are we gonna put him, or and depending on how much he was asking contract wise, it might have not made sense based on the return on investment they would get from him at this point in his career. Like, he's not putting butts in seats, so to speak, like somebody like a CM Punk who's older or at least just as old as Sheamus or somebody like that, right?
He's pretty close, yeah.
So,
but I think there's more controversy. It's like a lot of more lore that goes with CM Punk that is more profitable, that people gravitate towards for whatever reason. I don't know what, everyone has a different reason and explanation, but yeah, I mean, they're basically the same age, but they don't see the same value. But David, yeah, same thing. Like, what do you think? Do you feel like it's a smart decision on WWE's part, or or how do you feel about them just doing this?
New management. They're just gonna do like I guess that's just what they're gonna do. I mean, like if you think about it, if it's a restructured deal, it's just less than what you're used to, right?
Yeah.
For what we know, and then I'm not gonna look any deeper than that, and then take it just as that.
Right.
And it's like, okay, dude, like we don't really have plans for you, but you still want to be around. Okay, here's the money you could get for just being around. That doesn't work for you. It's all love. Like, I think it's fine if he's gonna have a career in AEW. Let him go be with Cesaro. Like, he'll do just fine there if he wants to still make the money he used to make and barely be on TV. Like, AEW is a great place to do that. If he wants to be on TV, welcome to the Blackpool Combat Club, or
Yeah.
like,
I guess that's my next question.
2.0.
Where, like, after he leaves WWE, where do you think he would fit best? Is it a AEW? Is it a New Japan? Is it a TNA?
I think he'd do great in AEW. He's that type of like he puts on those type of matches like he can fight like really stiff.
Yeah.
And like if it's gonna be like an ass kicking contest, then it's like him just doing a quick run over to New Japan. While under AEW, he's got a 133 third chance of winning. So might
Yeah.
as well go to New Japan. Might as well go to Japan as under AEW's payroll.
I agree. I mean, I feel like they share talent all the time, but I don't know, Chris or Cass over there, what do you guys think about Sheamus? Like where would you see him after WWE? Do you feel I feel like he's probably not gonna rest on his laurels yet. I mean, at 47, I don't think he wants to be retired and just, shooting the shit in his backyard. Where do
I
you think
mean,
he
you
fits?
you look at he definitely would fit in AEW because I'm sure he looks at Chris Jericho and be like, you know what, I could see myself going past 50 and doing this. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
think he still has gas in the tank, and he can be with Cesaro, which I think the crowd would pop for having them
Maybe
interact.
Ciampa. Yeah, I mean Cesaro, Claudio
Claudio
Castagnoli.
Swiss Superman.
Max.
The Bar versus Edge and Christian. The Bar versus the Bucks.
Yep.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential, unlimited
The Bar
potential.
versus FTR.
Yeah, I
Whether
mean,
it's
I
looking
guess
like WCW or the big boys play or not, like you know what, they should just lean into that. You know?
if you can make a compelling product and like regardless of what age these guys are, I don't think people care.
Yeah,
I think if it's only older guys, sure. I think if you have a mix of them, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And if you can make a compelling main event with guys who are in their 40s, I personally don't care. And that's my current evolved position. Maybe it'll change so people don't clip me and think I'm a hypocrite. but
Clip.
screenshotted, clipped.
but that's where my head's at right now. But I think that's a great segue. Speaking